and it was a televised basketball game. And so I made up a show and timed it very carefully, as we knew exactly how much time we had for the halftime. We rehearsed it over at the National Guard Armory. We rehearsed it several times. It was a good show. And so when we came out onto the basketball floor, the TV cameras thought this was really something different. And so instead of cutting away to advertisements and all that kind of stuff, right on national television, here was Little German Band performing. Well, just about 2 minutes before the show was over, and we're still going at it, Norm Sloan and the team come running back on the court. Norm runs up to me and says, "You've got to get off this basketball floor. We have to practice." I don't know what was in my mind, but I turned to Norm Sloan while the whole thing's going on. I said, "You should have practiced last week like we did." And we continued on, finished our show before we let the team back on the floor.
Now we're going to be entertained at halftime by the Little German Band, which has been quite a hit here in Raleigh. It was started by faculty members and now includes several businessmen and other people from all walks of life. And Bill, this is always one of our highlights.
This is one of my favorites right here. We had a lot of fun with these people, and they just do a super job.
The folk music of Germany right here with the Little German Band.
That's a horn.
That's a horn and a half. Here's the Tolzer Schutzel March.
People were kidding me before the show. They said, "Now we don't want you to make fun of the Chinese fella that's in this group like you did last time." And I said, "Why?" And they said, "Because he's the only real German, the only fella in the whole group that was born in Germany." Music of Bavaria. Bill, I don't know if you've ever been around southern Germany or Austria now, but it's a beautiful country around Munich, Salzburg. They have two Germans here this year. They were native-born Germans, the accordion player and the dancer with the cowbells that we're going to be seeing later. Right now, we're going to hear the Schutplattler Tanze. Ist gut, jawohl.
Andy's watching up in Maryland. That's a little inside story, but we were so complimentary of this show. Last year we presented a challenge to other schools around the conference, or so it seems. The Schnee Waltzer, now the bell ringer here with John Gerhardt. As you're listening to the music here of the Little German Band at halftime in North Carolina State, we want to remind you of another prominent ACC sports activity coming, the first annual Women's ACC Basketball Tournament. That'll be at the University of Virginia, February 9th, 10th, and 11th. And you can order tickets right now for $2 for each session, all seats, or $5 for the entire full book of 3 sessions. Make your checks payable to the Basketball Ticket Office, Post Office Box 3785, University Hall, Charlottesville, Virginia, zip 22903. That's the girls, the women's ACC basketball tournament. Well, the teams now are coming back on the court. We see Clemson moving out past the band, and we'll be back in a moment for the start of the second half after this message. Well, we're getting a taste of the fatherland here tonight. This is the bench dance, a performance to the music of the Little German Band of Raleigh, North Carolina, and 2 of the young members holding the spotlight right now as we listen to the bench dance.
One spring, during the Governor Hunt administration, we were invited to play 3 Saturday afternoons over at the governor's mansion. And they were political payback type parties. So we played the first one, and it went well. It was outdoors. It was very nice. But during the time we were playing, Mrs. Hunt came up to me and she said, I don't think there are enough women in this band. I said, well, okay. So then during the next week, I made up a band. Band had Ginger Sykes and Mary Dayton, Mary Buell on trumpets, had Judy Scraw and Sharon, I forget her last name, on clarinets, Jeannie Nelson on trombone, Diane Esterly on baritone horn, had Marilyn Saylor, I think, and Connie Jenkins on tubas, and I think Kathy Heyman was there on bells, and maybe a few others, I don't remember, but it turned out to be all women and me playing drums. So we're playing away the next Saturday afternoon, and I went up to Mrs. Hunt and I said, do we have enough women in this band today? And she just looked at me and said, almost.